Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is where we take the material you've shared with us and, well, we unpack it, find the most interesting, insightful, and genuinely useful stuff inside.
And today we're diving deep into TikTok growth, specifically for 2025.
Yeah, we're really zeroing in on likes, what they mean, how they work, and also where these growth services fit into the whole picture, all based on the sources you sent over.
Right, because TikTok right now, wow, it's buzzing, more competitive than ever, It's overflowing with creativity.
Totally. But you still see these accounts just exploding, seemingly overnight, massive engagement. So you asked us to figure out why. Why do likes matter so much?
Uh-huh. And how do they influence that tricky algorithm and the whole social proof idea? And crucially, are services designed to kind of boost your likes actually a smart strategy in 2025?
And digging into the material, you see mentions of platforms like rapidboost.net cropping up, places creators apparently use to, jumpstart their profiles, get some
Yeah.
quality likes, followers, views rolling in.
Yeah, that name definitely popped up, so we'll look at how using something like that might fit into a bigger strategy.
Exactly. So this dive is all about getting you up to speed fast, understanding the dynamics, and maybe finding some actionable steps. Ready to unpack?
Let's do it. Okay, so first things first, the power of TikTok likes in 2025. What's super clear from the sources is likes aren't just vanity metrics anymore. Not at all.
Right. They're called digital applause in the material and social proof, essential stuff.
Digital applause. I like that. It's that instant feedback, isn't it? That signals someone actually connected. And apparently the TikTok algorithm is, well, it's hungry for that signal.
Hungrier than ever, it sounds like.
It really does. The sources frame it as this shape-shifting entity hungry for fresh signals and likes. They're highlighted as like a critical indicator that your content is hitting the mark.
So more likes tells the algorithm, this is good, push it out.
Pretty much, yeah. The more real engagement a video gets early on, the more the algorithm sees it as valuable, worth showing on more For You pages. That's what fuels that whole potential for, overnight virality.
Gotcha. Algorithm food. Okay, but what about people? How do other viewers react when they see a ton of likes?
Ah, that's the social proof angle.
Yeah.
And it's powerful, even if it's subtle. Think about it. You land on a video, it already has thousands of likes.
Instantly feels more legit, right? More interesting.
Exactly. It creates this immediate sense of value, of trustworthiness. It's like a subconscious nod. Hey, other people like this. Maybe you will too. Especially if you're a newer creator trying to get noticed. Those likes act like a digital seal of approval, makes people pause their scrolling, actually watch, maybe even engage themselves.
Yeah, it totally makes sense. Like seeing a busy restaurant versus an empty one. You're drawn to where the crowd is. And the material says this goes beyond just views and trust. It's a gateway to monetization.
Oh, absolutely. Brands, sponsors, they're getting smarter. They look past just the big follower numbers now.
They want to see real engagement.
Precisely. Engagement rates, likes, comments, shares per video. That's the gold standard. A creator with, say, fewer followers but killer engagement on their posts. That looks really attractive.
More bang for their buck, potentially.
You got it. And the sources show that strong like counts directly lead to opportunities. We're talking merchandise deals, paid promotions, growing across other platforms too, if TikTok is meant to fuel your brand or business.
Then likes are foundational, okay?
Yeah.
That's clear. Likes are crucial. But let's be honest, getting those likes organically, it's tough out there. The platform's crowded.
It really is. And the material acknowledges that relying only on organic reach can be, well, discouraging. Even fantastic content can just get lost in the noise sometimes.
Which is where these growth services come into the conversation, right? As a potential boost.
Exactly. The argument isn't that they replace great content. They absolutely don't. It's more that they can help accelerate discovery. Give your stuff that initial push it might not get otherwise.
But choosing one isn't simple, especially now in 2025. TikTok's cracking down on fake stuff, yeah?
Oh, definitely. The sources emphasize that TikTok is really ramping up scrutiny on anything that looks like inauthentic engagement. Fake likes, fake followers.
Big trouble potentially, shadow bans, account suspension.
All of the above. So reliability, if you're even considering a service, is absolutely key this year. You have to choose wisely.
Okay, so if someone is looking, what are the absolute must-haves? What does the material say makes a trusted partner?
Okay, several things really stand out. First, authenticity. This is non-negotiable. The service has to provide likes from genuine, real, active TikTok users, not bots, not fake accounts.
Real people. Got it. Because fake stuff gets flagged.
Instantly. Second criterion, gradual growth. The boost needs to look natural. You don't want a sudden, massive spike of 50,000 likes overnight on a brand new video that screams suspicious.
Right. Steady and natural looks more believable.
Much safer, much more credible with TikTok's anti-spam systems. Gradual delivery is key.
Okay, real users, gradual growth. What else?
Transparency and accountability. You want clear pricing, no hidden fees. You want proof they get results, maybe testimonials, case studies, something. And responsive customer support is a good sign, too.
And crucially, security, right? They shouldn't need your password.
Never. Absolutely never. A reputable service won't ask for your TikTok password or any sensitive login details. That's a huge red flag if they do.
Good checklist. And the material actually gives an example, doesn't it? This at Trendy Tutorials creator.
Yeah, it's a really helpful illustration. So at Trendy Tutorials was apparently making great cooking videos, but just couldn't break past, like, 1,000 likes. Stuff.
In there, it's frustrating.
Totally. So the story goes, she strategically used a reliable service, one meeting those criteria we just discussed, to give some of her initial videos a boost. Got them up to around the 10,000 like mark.
And what happened then? Did it just stop there?
No, that's the interesting part. The material says this initial boost catalyzed organic traction. Those boosted likes made her videos more visible in the algorithm.
Ah, so more real people started seeing them.
Exactly. Attracted genuine viewers, real followers. The outcome reported was that she doubled her following in about 2 months. She used those initial likes like a spark, to get the organic fire going.
That's a great way to put it. A catalyst, not just a shortcut. Which leads perfectly into the next point. These services work best when they're part of a bigger plan, right? Blended with organic stuff.
Precisely. The sources are really clear on this. Growth services are framed as most effective when you pair them with solid, authentic promotion and content strategies.
Like what kind of strategies?
Well, one big one is cross-platform promotion. Don't just post on TikTok and hope for the best. When you drop new content, blast it out everywhere. Instagram stories, YouTube shorts, maybe even LinkedIn, depending on your niche.
Get eyes from everywhere feeding into TikTok.
Right. The idea is that diverse engagement signals from multiple channels can actually enhance how TikTok's algorithm views your content's value, makes it seem more popular, faster.
Smart. What about jumping on trends? Does that help amplify a boost?
Definitely. Integrating trends is huge. Using those viral sounds, doing duet chains, using popular filters, that puts your content directly in the path of people already engaging with that trend.
So you're meeting them where they are.
Exactly. And then the material suggests if you layer a strategic boost from a service onto that trending content, you get this multiplier effect. The trend brings initial eyeballs, and the boosted likes encourage those eyeballs to actually stop, watch, and engage.
Like adding fuel to an existing fire.
Yeah.
Okay, and timing matters too, doesn't it? When you post and when you potentially boost.
Absolutely critical. Optimizing timing and frequency. You need to be looking at your TikTok analytics. When are your followers most active? What times get the best engagement?
Know your peaks.
Know your peaks. And the recommendation is, if you use a boost, schedule it right after you publish, especially during those high traffic windows for your audience. That immediate engagement burst signals value to TikTok right away.
And underlying all of this, the content itself has to be good.
Yeah.
Right? And consistent.
Oh, 100%. That's maybe the most important point. The material stresses that services are just amplifying what's already there. They work best when you have a clear niche, a recognizable style, a regular posting rhythm, and a consistent tone.
Because you need something for people to stick around for.
Exactly. Consistency is what turns a one-time viewer, whether they found you organically or via boost, into an actual follower and community member. You got to give them a reason to stay.
Okay, so we've got the why likes matter, the how services can work, and the how to blend them. But there are definitely risks. The material flags some serious pitfalls to avoid.
Yeah, absolutely critical to cover this. The biggest risk highlighted is falling foul of TikTok's policies, especially now in 2025.
Using dodgy services, basically.
Exactly. Unreliable services peddling fake, bot-driven engagement that's playing with fire. Like we mentioned, it's a fast track to shadow bans, losing all credibility, maybe even getting your account completely suspended.
Just not worth it. So checking the reputation of any service is vital.
Paramount. And it links back to that idea of balance we touched on earlier.
Right, the fertilizer, not a shortcut idea.
Yeah. The material really emphasizes that true lasting influence on TikTok, it comes from real human connection. So even if you use a service for a boost, you have to follow it up with genuine engagement.
What do you mean?
Meaning replying to comments, answering questions, doing duets, maybe collaborating with other creators. That organic layer, as the sources call it, isn't just good practice. It actually provides a layer of protection.
Makes your account look more genuinely active and less reliant on boosts.
Precisely. And it anchors your presence in real community building, which is what keeps people around long term.
So the service might open the door, but you've got to host the party inside. Makes sense. What about thinking longer term, beyond just one viral video?
Sustainable growth, according to this material, isn't about chasing those crazy spikes. It's about building healthy, consistent engagement patterns over time. Growth services can be a strategic tool, maybe for a specific launch or hitting a milestone, but they shouldn't dominate your engagement profile. It needs to be a blend, regular, great content, getting real engagement, which might be assisted sometimes, but is fundamentally driven by you and your audience.
And there's that interesting point about transparency, too. Some creators are actually open about using services.
Yeah, that was fascinating. The material notes that some successful creators actually discuss using growth services. They frame it not as cheating, but as an investment. Like, I believed in this content and I invested to make sure it got seen.
And the idea is that honesty can actually build more trust.
That seems to be the takeaway. Being upfront about the hustle, including the strategic tools you use, can resonate with audiences. It's an interesting perspective.
Definitely something to think about. Okay, so let's try and wrap this into an action plan. If someone's listening and thinking, okay, I want to apply this, what are the steps the material suggests?
It lays out a pretty clear path. Step 1. Set clear goals. What do you actually want to achieve with any potential boost? Is it just more views on one video, kickstarting a whole new profile, driving traffic for a campaign? You need KPIs.
Measure what matters. Likes, comments, shares, follows, clicks, whatever your goal is.
Exactly. Then step 2, track, analyze, adjust. You have to watch your TikTok analytics like a hawk. Did the boost actually move the needle on your goals? Did watch time go up? Did you get sustained follower growth afterwards?
Use the data to see what's working and what's not.
And iterate. Don't just set and forget. Refine your approach based on what the numbers tell you.
What about applying boosts across multiple videos? Is there a strategy there?
Yeah, the material suggests batching and sequencing can be effective. Instead of random one-offs, maybe boost the first few videos of a new series you're launching. Or amplify content around a specific product drop or event.
Build some momentum.
Right, it creates anticipation and can be more impactful than isolated boosts.
And always remember the basics within the content itself.
Absolutely essential. Integrate calls to action. If you are going to boost a video, make sure it asks the viewer to do something. Double tap if you agree, tag a friend who needs this, follow for part 2.
Don't just get eyes on it. Tell those eyes what to do next.
Precisely. The boost brings the traffic. The CTA helps convert that traffic into community engagement or followers.
And that recurring theme, combine approaches. Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
It's the thread tying it all together. Combine paid and organic tactics. Don't just rely on one service. The material suggests pairing boosts with other things. Maybe collaborate with a micro-influencer, run a small TikTok ad campaign alongside it, cross-promote heavily.
Layering tactics for bigger results.
Yeah, that layered approach seems to yield the most sustainable, impactful results, according to these sources.
So the summary action plan looks something like, figure out your brand, create strong initial content. If you go the service route, pick a reliable one, like rapidboost.net was mentioned as an example people trust. Coordinate your posting and boosting times, engage like crazy with your audience, and constantly review your analytics to refine things.
That's a really good summary. It frames services as just one tool in a much bigger, more human-focused strategy for growth.
Okay, so wrapping this all up.
Yeah.
What does this deep dive really tell you, the listener, about your TikTok journey in 2025?
I think the big message from this material is, yes, it's competitive out there, but if you understand how likes really work now, and you think strategically about all the tools available, including growth services, use carefully, you can carve out a path.
But the key is that word, strategically.
Yeah.
And always pairing it with authentic content, real engagement.
Absolutely. It's not about choosing either assisted visibility or genuine connection. The sweet spot, according to these sources, is finding the right blend of both.
Think of the service maybe as that initial spark, the catalyst we talked about.
Yeah.
Gets things moving, gets you noticed.
Yeah. But your creativity, your consistency, how you actually connect with people, that's the real fuel for the long haul. That's what builds something lasting.
Which brings us to a really interesting final thought to leave you with. If these services are about accelerating discovery, helping creators get seen, maybe validating their creative risks,
Uh-huh.
how do you, as a creator, figure out that line?
Mm.
When is using a service a smart investment that builds real momentum?
Yeah.
And when does it risk becoming a crutch, something that actually stops you from putting in the work to build those crucial, authentic audience connections yourself?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
That's
Definitely something to chew on as you navigate the wild world of TikTok.